You know, honestly, I'm always looking for ways to make life easier. And the thing that stresses me out most day to day is the clutter and the chaos that gradually develops each week in my home. But lately I've been implementing a few things that are pretty straightforward and simple to do, and it's made my life so much easier and my home so much tidier. So I'm going to share those 5 things with you today. The last 2 are especially impactful for me, and I don't think they're the type of thing you typically hear on YouTube, so stick around for those if you're interested. My first trick is to get rid of the container. So often there are containers just naturally embedded in our homes that we end up filling with stuff. But if you get rid of the container, there's just less space to put stuff. Prime example for me was I always thought that I needed a coffee table that had some kind of drawer or storage area. But recently, when we got a table from my parents that had no storage areas, I realized I didn't need it, and it felt so much more minimal and streamlined in my space by not having that extra compartment or shelf. Surfaces and containers attract clutter, so I think by getting rid of those containers, you can streamline and minimize your life and reduce stress. Part of this is especially looking at the big containers in your house. Big storage bins or even big pieces of furniture that hold a lot of stuff. Do you need those big pieces of furniture, or could you get by without them? If you do one big declutter of the stuff that's in that furniture piece or in that big bin, and then get rid of it, you're just less likely to collect more clutter in the future, thereby making your home tidier. A second tip is to start and end the day with 5 minutes of tidying. Sometimes you'll end up going for longer than that, but if you just agree with yourself to do 5 minutes at the beginning and the end of the day, you might see a huge rippling impact on your space. By integrating it into your routine, not making a big deal out of it, you're slowly scratching away at the clutter. I honestly hate cleaning up and tidying, but doing it in little spurts like that makes it way more manageable and less of a chore. I also feel like personally doing a little bit of cleaning, but not too much, makes me feel accomplished first thing in the morning, and it relaxes me right before I go to bed. I feel like I've been productive, even if the rest of the day I'm not that productive. I feel like I've been productive because I've done that little bit of tidying. Obviously, along with this, it's good to be cleaning up after yourself as the day goes on, but I think doing these extra little boosts can keep your momentum in the right direction. You're taking steps forward, even if it's gradual, rather than taking a few steps back every day because you keep accumulating mess. Honestly, implied in this entire video is decluttering. Getting rid of stuff makes your home more streamlined and simple, but I think also doing just these tiny little spurts of decluttering and tidying up every single day can have rippling effects on your life. I've mentioned this before, but sometimes I'll even play a podcast or something in the background so that I'm having fun while I'm tidying. A third tip is to use your automated washers regularly throughout the week. So this means, for example, doing laundry several times a week or running your dishwasher most days. Sometimes I forget to take advantage of the fact that I have big machines in my home that do a lot of the work for me. And also, for some reason, I don't know why, these tasks build up in my mind as this hugely big thing, but I think it's because historically I didn't always do them regularly. When you put off the laundry for weeks at a time, when you do the laundry, it's this massive chore. Same thing with the dishwasher. When you're cramming things in and they really can't all fit, and then you still have stuff in the sink that can't even fit in the dishwasher, it just becomes this overwhelming cycle, and you associate negativity around these tasks and they're overwhelming, and it adds to more stress. But if you're just running these things, not overpacking them, making them this more doable chore on a regular basis, it makes those tasks way less arduous and way more pleasant. Lately, I've been doing laundry more often. Now laundry doesn't feel so overwhelming to me. When I'm bringing it down from the second story down to the basement, it's lighter, I'm not having to hold as much at once, and it's just so much easier. I think sometimes it's hard to get into the new groove because maybe we've been postponing for a long time, but if you just start building it into your weekly routine, I think you'll see a big change. And now I'm going to take a really quick break to talk about the sponsor of this video, Merit Beauty. Merit Beauty is a clean beauty brand that helps create a streamlined, effortless makeup routine. It offers multi-purpose pieces like a foundation stick that doubles as a concealer. And I personally find their products to be velvety smooth, a certain feeling that only Merit has. Merit recently sent me a few more products, and if you know me, you know my skin is super flaky and dry. It's been a chronic problem for me. And their Great Skin Instant Glow Serum is my new favorite thing that keeps my face totally hydrated. Also, their highlighter is my favorite highlighter on the market. It gives me the soft glow or dewy look that I'm really looking for. I just got it in a new color, Citrine, that has a little bit more warmth to it. And I also got their Shade Slick Tinted Lip Oil in a new color, Cara Cara, that's this really fun orangey red color. And in general, if you're looking for gifts for people, you know, maybe those ones you need to mail out after the fact, I think Merit is an incredible gift. The products feel so luxurious. Anyone will love them. All orders over $40 ship free, and every first order ships with the Merit signature bag. I just like Merit because they're about streamlining, simplifying, and clean beauty. They're a great brand. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description box below. And thanks so much to Merit for partnering with me on this video. A fourth tip to keep your home tidy is to have people over more regularly. I know this is a weird one, but personally, I find it difficult to get myself motivated to tidy and to clean unless I have a real reason I need to do it. And when I haven't had people over in weeks and weeks, my home just gradually piles up with the clutter. But if I'm having people over regularly, I naturally feel that pressure to keep things tidy. And then if I've had friends over and I'm keeping my home more tidy, it is easier to clean up again and again because I'm starting from a better place. I'm not starting from square one when I'm tidying. A fifth tip is maybe my favorite one, and I feel like some people are going to disagree or maybe even judge me for this, but honestly, I've started hiring professional cleaners and it has vastly improved my quality of life. Part of the reason why I started doing this in the first place was after I got my MS diagnosis. I physically am tired so much of the time, and with my lightheadedness, wooziness, and dizziness, it is hard sometimes to bend over and really do a good job cleaning. And so we decided to just occasionally have a house cleaner come to clean our space. I always felt bad, like I'm too young to be someone who has a house cleaner. Like I feel like that's something that you only do when you're really well off and established in life. And yes, it can be expensive, especially depending on how big your space is or how regularly you want to have them come. But I think if somehow you can swing it, having a house cleaner come makes life so much better. And it actually relates to my last point. I've started having a house cleaner come every like 2 to 4 weeks, somewhere in there. And because I have them come regularly, it also forces me to kind of tidy up for them. I want them to be able to do a really deep clean of my space. And if there's clutter everywhere, it's harder for them to do that. Plus, there's also that shame element. I don't want to have the messiest house they see. So knowing that a house cleaner is coming gets me to tidy up a bit to get ready for them to clean, and then they do the actual kind of physical cleaning. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not doing any cleaning outside of the times they come. I definitely am, but it just takes that little bit of extra work out of it to make my life so much easier so that I can focus on other things. It's kind of like riding a bike with training wheels. It's a little bit of a cheat that just makes your life way, way easier. And yes, it costs money, but I just budget it in and maybe I work a little extra and I make it work. But to me, it is well worth it for my sanity. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, give it the thumbs up. That's a great way to support the channel, along with subscribing below if you haven't already. And thank you so much for spending this little bit of time with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.